I've been watching a lot of trash today, digging through glamour-related crap. So I figured that isn't even actually playing the game, so I was not going to bore everybody with it. But it's about all the heat would let me do. I'm sure Europe kind of understands that one. I wish it didn't have quite as many noise statutes, or that everyone on the planet could just go out and say, I need I need one of those noise thingies. Ah, one noise canceller. Just remember, run it. Yeah, run it for 10 minutes so it gets an idea of how it's supposed to sound, so it can wave cancel, anime stuff. But you're kind of not wrong. You're not exactly right, but you're kind of not wrong. So here's your purchase, sir. Because then you could just slap it right on the thing, and the only time you would ever hear anything from your air conditioner is when it has a problem, which hopefully something else tells you it had a problem, because after about 10-20 minutes, that's going to be its new normal, and you're not going to know anything's wrong until, but still it'd be very nice to have one. And of course, people would be putting them in their cars, be heard from within, of course, the vehicle and outside the vehicle, and there'd be even more accidents than electric vehicles cause, but at least we would have had a little advanced warning on how dumb we are. I'm hoping this little bit of wakes me up a little bit more. I'm not holding out hope. It could be my shortest stream ever, besides all the... Oh yes, by the way, all of those solid black videos will be coming down because I don't know what happened. I assume something lost sync and just kept recording somehow. I'm not going to log in a 6-hour black screen. Hoping something's going to change. If it doesn't even have the always on widgets like mine. Ah, yes, by the way, 2.0 for the toolbar that is literally now only tools. No longer is there a game hanging out in there. No longer is there something I happen to use in. A? 9 months? version of our application came out 3 months ago. We need a completely new rewrite because, of course, we fired all those people who were contractors because we didn't want to pay them again. Not we, you know, told their company, oh, hey, da-da-da-da-da-da. No, we lied and said they did the wrong things. You know the drill. So I got them all canned. Sir? Hmm? I did something proactive in that regard. Go on. I had some of the teams switched around. So they weren't the people they were used to working with. Some of them started getting along. I put a stop to it by leaking some emails, which of course weren't real, but no one cares once they're already seeing it. Ah, excellent. Yeah, so poisoned the water on 2 fronts, and they left with their own pollution. We didn't have to fire them. Which looks great when we go to hire our new contractors. Right. So we're bringing in a new contractor to work on the new version of our software. What do you want? Haven't we had like 5 versions this year? Well, we have to stay hip and up and with the times, fresh new colors, less details, more details, over details. A version that came out only because it was June, which with its day glow, rainbows everywhere. Yeah, but that's the one that people don't have to patch. Yeah, but we also made sure it can't connect to anything after June. Oh, that part's wrong. We didn't want to tell you because you're constantly 1 inch from being kicked out the door. Yeah, I know, sir. Do we have any actual ideas here? Yes.
Perhaps, this time instead of one of the symbols suggested, sir, instead of a number, we use a symbol. I'll get it right eventually.
That you will.
I like that. Let's use an LF.
I know some of you will have to look that up, and some of you won't. Have fun. Wow, now look. That's why he makes money. And that's why you're not fired. Huh? Remember? Oh, this sounds like a whole lot of anecdotal evidence and things. Alright, okay. As a contractor, I went from a manageable weekend shift to basically they realized I was the perfect candidate for a Planet Fitness membership, in that I would not complain. And so they switched me to a from a daytime where I can get on the bus and get home. I do not drive. You do not put me in the seat of a weapon unless it has legs, because then I have to work, and I probably get tired doing that. But something where all I'm doing is, at some point I'm going to command the device to that car
Scanning. Ah, and in spirit, the grandfather is in the vehicle. Let's end that guy. Yes, sir.
See, you don't put me in a corner. You don't put me behind the wheel. But at the very least, I will wish to be driven close enough to stab out his tires with a sword. Or a spear. Or a lance. Whatever's necessary to get him off the road. Screaming and yelling at the officer and tow truck when they come just to get him off the road, get him to the side, see what happened. And just like, and whoever that is, because they're that impatient that they can signal across 7 lanes. Actively endangering themselves and others, and nearly hit and run a grandmother and 2 children. Oh yeah, no. Mr. I guess I'll go with the name on the channel. Mr. Tobin. Yeah? Did you do this thing? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have anything to say for yourself? If I am on the street and I see him behind the wheel of a vehicle that cannot engage self-drive against his will, I will put another 3 feet of steel through his tires. Because he's a menace. Sir, I know it's vigilantism, I don't really care. I don't have contempt for the court, I don't have contempt for the law, I have contempt for that man existing. Now, I would like to skip a little bit. I have 3 feet of steel nearby, and we can just run him through into a brick wall and leave him there for the vultures. See, this is not a person to be promoted. The vehicle has to drive itself, and when I say, "Oh my God, what a bastard!" Please calm down, sir. I'm handling the driving. You might as well be being driven around by a wild stallion that can effortlessly slice through traffic. I'd like to slice through some of his traffic in his veins. Yes, you are upset. So yeah, I've been ranting. I've been staring at web pages. I've been going through, well, almost nothing actually in-game. Except driving that woman insane. Yep. So yeah, while I can feel the healing power of simultaneously kind of zooming along. Nothing else is keeping up. I am about to yawn like nobody's business. No. How did it go? Oh, it's trapped in a bubble. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fun. I know you heard that because of where my micro sensitivity is set to, but yep, I didn't yawn, but I still feel the. Alright, you nibbled on something. Turn him off. So, this was pretty much just a. Why wasn't I anywhere today? I was mostly watching other people play 14 and Pal World on the second monitor. Because the Pal World was mostly boring. And the 14 was, oh, that looks painful. Oh, hey, something interesting's happening over there now. Ooh. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. Oh. Yep, that's a party wipe. Ooh. Alright, back over there. Now that's when I wasn't myself editing graphics. That took up so much time today. Not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because nothing wanted to give me what I was asking for, and I ended up just having to search online because I didn't want things that were mismatched trash again. Like the previous tools.png. Why are there two razor things on there? I used two different razor things. One of them's ancient. So they're constantly telling me, hey, we don't support this anymore. I know. Oh, and your stuff that was online for this is gone. Never used it. Because when I first tried to use it, it immediately didn't want to work. Because it didn't want to pull it down and let me have it. So when I finally did manage to get back on and pull it down, I cut the head off of it. So one's my keyboard and the other is just, it was the best thing I could use for, I've got a toy that is linking Corsair and Gigabyte and all the other color schemes together so I can play with them in one spot. Because otherwise some of them would be strobing. Oh, like what? I'll just pull something out of fat air. Imagine for a second, your computer case comes with a safety plate over its tempered glass. You're stupid, so you don't know it's a safety plate. You're just, smooth and reinforced. No, the safety plate is to keep the glass from cracking and shipping. You should have taken that off. That's one of the reasons why your case is overheating. So, you take it into the shop because the case is overheating. It's been 2 years. You gotta do something about it. They take off the safety plate. They change your pastes out. They change your water cooling out. Everything's chef's kiss. You get it home and you turn the case on, only to find out that, for this example, This is not actually my case. Me having this problem. You find out your memory at some point set itself to strobe, but you couldn't see that in the case because of the thick plate. Now, your entire room looks like a cheap motel room. You need to find something that allows all of them to communicate. So at least if you can't do anything but basic colors or the spectrum shift. Ooh, now it's yellow. Now it's blue. Now it's this. Ooh. Oh, hey, eventually it's gonna come back to, there it is, yellow again. Yep, I didn't realize talking would be pushed me past my limit. Okay. And if I could breathe, I'd probably be yawning. So, multiple pieces of software. I put them basically in the same order they used to be in because it was an easy way to make sure I got. Let me give you something more interesting to look at, but not by much. Oh, now you can't see me. So, I didn't minimize that. What happened? Is it? Oh, I think I have it invisible right now. Ooh, scrolling down. Yep, it's invisible. I had to fix things. It wasn't fun. So, all the art. I had other problems. Things were just going weird. OBS, doing nothing at all, was spiking up to needing 9 gigabytes to do nothing. So I had to go through every single source in the scene, check each and every one of them for who's going crazy. So that was my day. Art, scuff, and then when it got to 83 at my desk, 27.5 Celsius, I think, I went, I think I'm going to watch videos until the cat wants to come in from the atrium, why she wants to stay the day in an oven. I don't understand why cats want to stay in ovens, but there they are, outside, 100 degrees, loving every second of it. How? But I was like, okay. Oh, hey, below us playing Battle World. Cool. God, this is boring. There's nothing happening. Huh. Well, that's because the pals are doing all the crafting. They don't have to do any of the crafting. And they're talking about their next con plans. Okay, cool. Yeah, hope to hear from them at Tokyo Fan Fest for Final Fantasy. But in the meantime, I need something going on. Final Fantasy. And was watching a video over here, like I said, watching a video over there, like I said, and occasionally I'd have to look away from that to something nice, calm, and soothing, like enslaving every humanoid you come across, and catching or destroying just about every pal you see as well.
So that was fun to watch. I don't know if I want to look back at their content, but there was that. And that little bit of extra fear, terror, and loathing, it's just enough to allow me to safely log out of the box, as opposed to what I almost did, which was just reach for shutdown. I don't mean the button, I mean just shut down Windows while the stream's still active. Uh-huh, it's that kind of day. Why does that still have an outline on it? Oh no, oh no. Who thinks they still have an outline? Who thinks they still have an outline? Give me a sec. Somebody still wants to be adjusted. Oh, always want on widgets. There you are. I forgot to turn off. Yep. It's been a day. It's been a very, very sweltering, my brain shutting off. At least my arms weren't sweating, otherwise I would have been practically catatonic in terror and started hearing mosquitoes, because that's my PTSD. Mosquitoes, bees. Oh, those are things you shouldn't tell people about. Yeah, but I can do things like this. And stop hearing the bugs. And I like bees. I didn't die from the stings, and they eventually let me come anywhere near the hive again because they forgave me for being a dumbass with a twig, wanting to see things move around. You know, like somebody with a rocket launcher in a invite-only lobby in GTA 5 Online, and they fire the rocket launcher off to listen to the people scream, because at least they did that, as opposed to you're driving obeying the speed limit. Man, I hope you die. I'm in my lane driving the speed limit. What do you think I did? Anyway. Yep. Remember to hit stop streaming. Oh my god, I was just gonna keep babbling and hit shutdown again. But would you have kept babbling after the screens went off? No, thank god. I'm not sure which one or ones. I'm gonna hit stop streaming now before I go off on another rant, tangent, mental thing.